Hello and welcome to this virtual open house. Thank you for watching the video, and I apologize that a minor medical issue kept me away from open house, but I thought we have parent-teacher conferences coming up this week, and I'm trying to catch up on everything, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to at least virtually meet you, talk about the class so that we can streamline stuff during open house when we can actually meet. So here's some information. Let me give you some information about the Honors Chemistry course. I am Mr. Sharp, your son or daughter's teacher. And initially here, let me just show you the first thing I want to get out there is here's my contact information. Your fastest response generally is going to be on email. Absolutely use the voicemail if that's more convenient for you. But my email, I generally find that I'm able to respond faster in that regard. So either way, the important thing is that you feel comfortable in contacting me anytime that you have a question. I also am showing you that I do teach more than one science course. I'm also the AP Biology instructor, and I have a University of Minnesota CIS Physiology course that I teach. And we'll talk about that as we get to talking about target days and stuff. Another initial stuff that's good for you to know, coming up this Tuesday as a preview to conferences, I do always hand out a pre-conference assessment for all my classes, but for Honors Chemistry that your son or daughter should bring home and go through with you and then sign it. And really it's having you go through with them how things are going this first few weeks of class, how are they adjusting to time. It is the beginning of the school year and stuff, and for most of them that are juniors, some sophomores and stuff, but it's that adjustment to that more rigorous schedule that happens with junior year and working jobs and everything else. So that will come home on Tuesday, and please go through it with them and then get an idea of what things are going on in class and have them return it on Wednesday. And then, of course, Wednesday they'll be getting their midterm, and I'll have grades to where we are. We are having another exam this Monday. I'm not sure that'll be complete, and they're also turning in their lab books this Monday. So hopefully by Thursday everything will be caught up, but it won't be on the midterm that they get on Monday. And again, then Thursday and Friday are our conferences. And this goes back to the pre-conference assessment. We go from 5 to 9 Thursday night, 7 to 10 a.m. Friday morning. I'm more than happy to try and meet all of you, but that's the reality of the situation is, you know, in that 7 hours, if we held strictly to the 5-minute time limit, that leaves 84 slots that I can meet a family with. And unfortunately, I have about 130 students. So it's not going to work to try and get to see everyone, although I want to. So there's two things. The pre-conference assessment allows us to do a couple things. One, we can narrow down questions, use that 5 minutes effectively to talk about any concerns or what we can do to help your son or daughter feel more comfortable. Again, it's always hard the first few weeks of school, but at least it gives us something to go with and not have to go through introductory stuff. Certainly the other option may be that you're not concerned about this class, and that gives you the opportunity to go see other classes, and we can meet and discuss things at another time. And really the third option then, which is if you go through the survey with your student and feel that we need more than a 5-minute in-depth discussion, absolutely contact me by voicemail or email, and let's set up a time for, say, before school, after school, something like that, where we can have more than 5 minutes to go through, and I'm always willing to do that. The other thing that I'll mention to get on the calendar, that first target day is October 18th, and this goes back to why at times when I teach 3 different science courses that I have to make decisions and prioritize. Target days are valuable But I like to steal a comment that one of my colleagues said once, that every day is target day if you're struggling and you want to get better. The only issue with target days is they are 6 times a year, and I teach 3 different courses, and I don't always, I can't target all 3 at once. So I have to prioritize and make decisions as to, on this target day, what class am I going to focus on. So I may not always target your child even though they're struggling, but that doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities, plenty of opportunities for them to come in and get the help they need. And that leads to my next slide here, my office hours. I'm really the first guy that walks into the building in the morning and hangs out and says hello to the, well, I don't hang out, but says hello to the overnight custodian. I'm available for anybody, no appointment necessary, drive on in every morning before school. On a rare occasion, there might be a faculty meeting or something I have to do, but I really make myself available for anyone in any class to come in and just ask questions and get the help they need. And oftentimes that one-on-one conversation really only needs about 10 minutes, but they just need that time with me. And certainly, I will say this for chemistry, I try and give a lot of work time in chemistry so that they can do the work, but we'll talk about that. Now, I also, at least this quarter, do not have a duty hour 4th hour, so if your child has a study hall, that's a possible time, 7th hour and after school. Those, I just like to make an appointment. I am the head coach of 2 sports in the fall and the spring, and so that the after school 7th hour, I'm often doing things in preparation for that. That doesn't mean I'm not available, it just means we need planning time. And that's a little difficult sometimes. All of these, of course, need to be done by appointment. If your kid is coming from a study hall, I have to give them a pass and we have to work on stuff. But remind your son or daughter that if we're going to do that, let's try and do a day in advance so that I can work with my assistants and stuff to make sure that I don't have to be there and I can focus that time with your son or daughter. Here's our textbook. I'll get that up here by my face. It's Pearson Chemistry. This is an at-home reference guide for them to use in their studies and stuff. I don't do anything in the class that requires that they have to have it here. Take that poundage out of the backpack, leave it at home on the desk till the end of the year. It's a good book with a lot of good problems and showing how to solve them in it, but we'll do the work in class and then they can use that. Along with that, they also have listed on their syllabus and stuff how to access online materials with that book, and they have some quizzes and stuff that might help them find some more problems besides the one I do assign as homework that they can do problems out of the book. I also have a Sophia website they should have logged into already for the class that's honors chemistry that has tutorials, little short videos of me, award-winning amazing things, short segments of things that we talk about in class and lectures, very short, try and keep them down to 10 minutes or so, that they can constantly go review along with that resource. So both the online and the Sophia website are great resources when they're stuck outside of here. Okay. Biggest couple things, big things I can say about the class is it is what does throw folks, besides just being in their junior year for the most part, and all the added stuff that goes in with being a junior and driving and jobs and being varsity level stuff and fine arts and everything, is the heaviest math they will ever encounter in a science class to this point. And that throws young folks off. It's that combination can initially prove difficult. So nothing really more difficult than their honors algebra 2 or any algebra 2 or anything along that line. But it does require that knowledge. We don't teach it again. They have to have that background. And so as far as the basics of the class, that's often the part that gets folks off on an odd footing, is they're used to math being math and science being science and never the two shall meet. And when they do, it just takes an adjustment period. The one thing I can say that can help you is, as we go through the year and stuff, keep an eye on their math grade also. It's an excellent indicator that we use for the students. If they struggle in math, that might make chemistry a little more difficult and require a little more time studying. If they do well in math, they might be doing well in chemistry, and that allows them to adjust their studying to fit their other courses that they may be struggling in. Here's for you to know, we do assess whether it's a quiz or a unit test the first day of every week. I like it every week because it allows us to figure out where they're struggling and keep them from falling too far behind. Also, because they are juniors, and you'll see one of these for every unit, at the very start of the unit in all my classes, I give them the whole unit. Here it is, all the homework, everything else, tells them what in the book we're doing. It also has a daily schedule of everything we're going to do, and that's for their planning purposes. Again, they're juniors, and they're a lot busier, and they're still only 24 hours in a day, and they've increased over the last couple of years of high school what they're involved in. And so they may be volunteering outside of here. They have 6 other classes besides my honors chemistry class that they're taking. They may be in a sport, they may be in a play, and their role in that may have elevated in the fine arts or the athletic department. They may have a job, they may be driving, they may be, who knows what they're doing, but that 24 hours just got a whole lot busier. And so I give it to them all up front so they can balance their schedule. And they know everything we're doing, they know quiz dates, they know exam dates, they know when things are due. And then it also has all the practice homework and stuff. It's got the assigned book problems and everything they can do. So it is their job to manage their time and go through that and try and keep up with it in the classroom. Now, my tips for success that I always try and tell them is keep the book and use the video resources and everything we got at home, and try and do this daily. Try and go into the packet of the book every day. I know that's difficult. I would say, you know, if you can devote 30 minutes a day and then about an hour a day on each of the weekend days, that will really streamline everything. But it really comes down to this, you know, if your son or daughter tells you they don't have homework, they always have homework because they have the unit packet. So they always have practice, they always have stuff to do, they always have problems in the book they can do. Study every day if they can, manage their time as they can, form study groups of other chemistry students between my class, Mr. Myers' class, we're about the same, and then please ask for help. Those times that they can come in and get help from me in class, before school, set appointments after school during study halls, okay? And here's again what I was saying, what can you do? Check their unit packet. Are they kind of working, when did they get the unit packet? And are they doing a little bit every day and kind of knocking those pages out and keeping themselves up on what we're talking about and learning as we go? Are they using the Sophia site? You feel free to watch one of the award-winning videos with them and just ask them, you know, things about what did you really enjoy about the class or the labs or anything along that line. Because really, I have this goal, and I think we both have the same goal. I want your son or daughter leaving here, they may never be a chemist or be in chemistry again, but they're in honors chemistry because they have a science or science math STEM interest. And what I'm here for is to help them negotiate that path and learn what they don't know about themselves and push them beyond their limits and know that they're going to make mistakes. And with honors kids, they really hate, it's about every point. It's about, you know, when it shouldn't be, when it's about, you know, how bright are you and how much can you push yourself, and can we show you that the only limits you have are the ones you put on yourself? And can I guide you through this? The one thing I concern myself with that I just can't do to get them prepared for college after this is be a snowplow. I can't do that. I can't. We live here in Minnesota. We know what it's like. If I'm driving down the road, I want to follow that plow, and I want that plow to clear the way so I'm safe the whole way and never have to think about it. But I can't do that in education, and I can't do that for your child. I have to challenge them and push them, and that's why when they come ask for help and they ask a question, I often respond with a question to get them to get an interaction and get discussion going. Because I want to challenge them and let them build the confidence over time as they work through the problem that they really can do it on their own. And for some folks that takes more time and more help from me than it does for others, but I'm available all the time. Again, thank you for tuning in to this little virtual open house. And I'm glad we could at least give you an idea of what the class should expect as we head into conference week. And I look forward to any contact that you want to have with me throughout the year. Just never hesitate. Thank you, and have a great day.